I mean literally this week. And my partner's in a D&D game this afternoon, so I got some time to kill. So why not spend it in this, honestly, what looks like a pretty sick game. I mean, this is, yeah, basically that's it. I am a simple person. I see gay women and I stream the game. So let's see, suggestive content. Why not? Why not? It's suggestive. It doesn't say necessarily not safe for work. It's a Sunday. We can do that. All right. Apparently, it's also relatively short. So I should be able to knock this out in one stream, and that's the hope. Like, this already has really good music. So basically, the premise of this, as far as I'm aware, is that this is... I might have to turn off... No, my dynamic mask! Man, I was trying to be all atmospheric and stuff. Wait, give me 1 second. I think I can... I'm gonna give it one more go at this and see if I can make it work. All right, so I got my filters, and then... I have to go set that back up again. That's a bummer. Ah, well, worse things have happened to me. So, all right, this is the start of the game. And let's see. Whoop. All right. On an ordinary evening in Nampa, Ohio, Idaho, a woman is alone in her kitchen heating up soup on the stovetop for a late dinner. Distracted by the radio and her daily cares, she reaches for the handle of the pot, forgetting in that moment that the pot has no insulation and that she has taken off her oven gloves. She screams in pain as a stripe burns across her right palm. At that very moment, hundreds of miles away in Maine, her mother is awoken from sound sleep by a mysterious pain in her right hand. Ah, I see. We're already in the 999 territory. Science has no explanation for these events. They would have to dismiss such connections as coincidence. But for just 3 installations of 1995, you too can explore the mysteries. All right, and also let me know how the balancing is and everything. But as long as it sounds good, we'll keep going with it. I know, what a deal, right? I'm gonna move myself over a little bit and maybe take off my hat and my antlers and some combination of there. Boop. I'll put myself down here. That way I'm not blocking too much. Okay, that's fine. In the open office door, I open the office door and I make my way inside, feeling unreasonably apprehensive. Ah, I see. Hello. Ah, hello, Danielle. Glad you could make it. He stands from his desk and walks over to shake my hand in greeting. Aw. All right. I'm digging this aesthetic so much. So this is set in like an alternate reality 1980s. And I am digging this so much. It's got kind of a little bit of an X-Files vibe already. The lady at the front desk was very welcoming. I've never been inside a police department before. I never did any sort of crime as a child, and I've been lucky enough to never be a victim as an adult. I'm the sort that usually stays out of trouble. Because of that, and because of history and personal reasons, the idea of the police has always been a little frightening. If I didn't know Mr. Williams already, I'm not sure I would have dared to step inside. That's good, don't trust cops. It's quieter than I imagined, cleaner as well, though I wouldn't tell Mr. Williams that. It really looks like a lot like any other big office out there, with all the co-workers in jackets and ties shuffling their papers. And a nice gentleman in the big room asked if I needed help, and he called me ma'am. Being called ma'am makes me feel like I need to check my face for wrinkles. I'm not that old. This absolutely too is Yuri. See, that's where I'm at now. I used to get very excited when people called me ma'am, and now I'm just like, how old do you think I am, dude? I'm 24. Well, what is this sax in this background? Yo, why is this background music going so hard? This is actually really good. The students call her Miss. Miss Carter for the older grades, Miss Diane for the kindergartners, and I generally prefer them. Anyway, I'm only a substitute teacher most of the time. It's just me and my writing. Ah, so you're an author. When's the next book due? Not for a while. I've got things to work out. You know, books don't finish themselves overnight. And they don't pay for themselves overnight either. 1/3 of my advance when I sign a contract, 1/3 when they accept a manuscript, and the last third doesn't come in until the book is published. I can't control that last part, no matter how fast I work. Editing, cover art, printing, delivery, that's all out of my hands. There's a lot of waiting. And since I'm filling in absences, my work with the school system is unpredictable, so is the babysitting. Folks don't need me all the time. So I'm very excited about this opportunity. All right, so why is she working with cops? All right, Timmy's last trip to the vet didn't do wonders for my household budget. Okay, all right. He's worth every penny, of course, but it was more than I wanted to spend. Coupon clipping can only do so much. Oh, wait, she has a dog? Excellent. Excellent. Oh, yes. All right, please. Yes! There's a dog! There's a dog in the game. This, too, is your... Oh, look at that good dog. Look at that smile. Oh. Oh, I remember that little ball of fluff. Oh. Two women may have at one point pet this dog. This dog, too, is Yuri. I've never worried so much about pedigree. Timmy is my best friend, and that's all that matters. I tucked the wallet away and adjusted the strap on my shoulder, getting everything in respectable order. Mr. Williams, I wanted to say I really appreciate you thinking of me as a source and an expert. Folklore studies so often gets overlooked in terms of application. Especially these days with so many police departments turning to con artists and bored housewives who call themselves psychics. Oh, is she like into cryptozoology? Is that going to be the hook here? God, I hope it is. I hope there's a deer. I hope the deer is just a little fucked up. Ever since that Allison Mayberry had a vision and told the sheriffs in Montana where they could find this kidnapped little girl, paranormal activity has been all the rage. Every lawn club lady wants to believe her champagne dreams might have had some deep, hidden meaning. Personally, I think Mr. Mayberry just happened to see the kidnapper driving that child around the street in his pickup truck. And when she called in for the reward, she made up the story about a vision so she could drive attention to her fortune-telling business. And it worked, too. Her client list is now like a who's who of Hollywood. Even the government wants her advice on deals and diplomacy. And by now, the Soviets probably have their own Miss Mayberry reading tea leaves behind the Iron Curtain to retaliate. All right, so we've got dog, we've got women, we've got the Cold War. Yeah, baby. Also, this saxophone. My God. I'm not being mean. I don't hate Allison Mayberry. I respect her skill at marketing. My agent only wishes I could attract that kind of attention, and of course, I'm glad that little girl was saved before something unspeakable could happen to her. It doesn't change the fact that psychic powers are still a bunch of baloney. I'm glad that you're not taken in by all the flim-flam. Oh no. They are taken by the flim-flam. It's such a hard saxophone! She told me that when there's bad juju on the case, it'd be dangerous to bring a sensitive on board. Wouldn't want an investigator wind up possessed by demons. Okay, so he definitely believes. Yeah, Cold War brinksmanship is absolutely peak Yuri. Is he suggesting that I only got this job because an over-imaginative teenager recommended me as the least sensitive expert? Oh, that's funny. So here she is grilling all these psychics for making up crap, and it's like, wait, did I only get this job because I'm not good at selling myself? Okay, who's Jack? Who's the partner? Oh, this could get uncomfortable, especially if he's one of those old-fashioned types who thinks ladies should only see a sanitized version of reality. I wouldn't be able to investigate anything that way. So she's brought in as a special investigator and is being teamed up with Jack. But who is Jack? Wait, is that it? Oh, Jack is a woman. She? This is so gay. This is like painfully
Have
gay.
I chosen the Yuri route?
Oh boy. She could have stepped. This was an excellent rec. Thank you, Tom. She could have stepped right off a recruitment poster. Long legs, broad shoulders, black hair, straight and thick and sleek. You're telling me she's thick? It's like she's thick and sleek. She's skinny thick. Light brown skin, still untouched by time and scars. She walks like a woman in complete control of her body, never surprised, never vulnerable. The very model of a woman warrior. And far too familiar. Oh shit, they're exes, aren't they? Jackie! Oh yes, they're exes. This is this is real good. It's only 2 p.m. She closes the door behind her, sealing us all in the office together. Do they know each other? Yeah, they went to college together. Oh my word, she is gorgeous. I can't stop staring. It's unfair. She's not even wearing my cute oh god, she's not even wearing her cute shoes. But why should I care what she thinks? I doubt she's even looking. At my shoes, I mean. I know she's looking at me. And I can't look away. This is... All right, he brings out the manila folder of paper. All right, down to business. Look at this belt. What is this belt? This belt is Yuri. 2 women may have worn this same belt. This belt is Yuri. This jacket is Yuri. Over the past month, oh god, it is Jack and Diane. Oh, I swear if there's a chili dog in this game. There's a dog. So if there's chili, then there's chili and dog and Jack and Diane. Over the past month, there have been several reports of small fires in wooded areas, never too deep in the backwoods and always near neighborhoods. He lays down a map and taps several locations. Looked like campfires, but not in any designated camp areas. Outside of camp areas, my god. So people were sent to investigate for fire safety. Weather's been pretty wet lately, so the risk wasn't high, but we couldn't count on that. So only you can prevent forest fires, huh? I don't laugh. I never laugh.
Unjustifiably in a position that I'd rather not be in.
Figured it was most likely kids or maybe a tramp. Been more folks homeless since they slashed the HUD budget. He runs his blunt fingers over the papers, hunting for some signal in the fringes, and works loose a few sheets with photographs clipped to them. Crew came back, said they found something weird in the fires. Bones, funny symbols, the devil's work, a deer. But the deer was kind of fucked up. Not everything falls outside of the Judeo-Christian. That's how the crew told it to me, so that's how I'm telling it to you, and I closed my mouth. Let's see, the shop's been vandalized, weird symbols painted on windows. The owner insisted on cleaning it all ASAP, so I didn't drive her off the customers, but we've got pictures of what it looked like, fresh. You'll probably want to go talk to her, see if she knows anything. Address and phone number are here. And he looks at me, his normally warm eyes serious. You're my expert here. Is this stuff connected? What does it mean? Who's behind it? And how do we know how to make it stop? Y'all know how worked up people can get about witchcraft. We don't want things getting out of hand. See, back in the 80s, witches had to work in forests. Now we do it online. On twitch.tv. All right, his chin jerks in Jackie's direction. Jack's job is to look official, act tough, ask questions, run any data you need through the system, and keep you out of trouble. Don't take stupid chances. Let Jack protect you. I don't want you to hear you got yourself shot or stabbed or had some blood curse on your firstborn. Ah. And now they're alone. And they're women. Just the 2 of them. Hi. I would feel so safe protected by Jack. How have you been? Oh, the curt responses, the jacket off the shoulders. She doesn't even return the question. They've definitely dated. They definitely dated, right? Did she know? Did she know that she would be assigned? Or perhaps she chose the assignment. Why wouldn't she tell her boss? The South is not a safe space to be known as a homosexual. It's hard enough just being a single woman without a man to keep you. Damn. Yes, I did used to play D&D in the woods back in the 1980s. Don't tell anyone, though. I'm definitely 24. Don't worry, I wouldn't say anything. We both have reputations to protect. Mm-hmm. All right, they're gonna do the job. They're gonna do the job. Yeah, I guess an alternate 1980s that's in the Idaho. That's in the wait. Let me check my geography. I'm pretty sure that Idaho is not in anywhere near the South. Let me just check. Is this like an alternate 1980s where the U.S. is upside down? Yeah, Idaho's like as north as you can get. Yeah, maybe they went to college in the South, but like for now, it's like they're in Idaho. All right, she brings out an enlarged photograph of a scene in the woods, an ashy circle that must have been a campfire with a small blackened skeleton among the rocks. And maybe it was just the infomercial and they're in the South. We'll find out. Eventually they'll have to say something. Let's see. Would you like to switch to mouse-free mode for a... No, because I have a mouse. All right, let's click. There I count quickly 10 large pieces of paper or cardboard placed around the fire, maybe brown wrapping paper. It's about the right color, and the pieces appear to be torn unevenly. Most of the paper pieces have a large symbol drawn on them in a thin black marker, like thick black marker. Some have smudged out readability, the ground was probably damp, and the water damaged some of the symbols. As Mr. Williams said, the weather's been wet a lot lately. The pieces of paper are weighed down with stones and twigs to hold them in place. I don't know what these mean offhand, but they look Indian to me, and I'll copy them down to my notebook so I can look them up at home and get more information. As well as my encyclopedias, I have a number of guides of world religion and mythology on my bookshelves. Some of them are left over from my school days, others I bought as resource for my writing. I bought a couple of books on local legends with me to the police department today, just in case they were useful, but it wouldn't have been practical to carry the whole collection. What a bookworm. So I do the best to read all the symbols, and then let's see. Glad the photographer managed to take the whole scene. How did they get this photo? Like, did they have, is this like an alternate reality 1980s where they have drones? No, they threw away the symbols. How could they? Okay, let's see. In the scorcher had 2 legs, a long neck, and a beaked head. Obviously it's a bird, but it's too big for a pigeon. The beak is too long for a chicken and too short for a seagull. Could this have been... Ah, it's a duck. What? It's a duck? The satanic ritual had a duck? What? Well, everyone knows that ducks are powerful magical creatures. They must be serious. So if it wasn't a sacrifice, let's see. Animal sacrifices aren't always about negative energies. Incense, valuables, and food are often burned to give them to deities. Because the burnt offerings disappeared and the smoke drifts away, it's like they've been taken up by the hands of the gods. Let's see. So they did a burnt offering of a duck. I mean, it probably is a crow, but it's much funnier to think it's a duck. It's still a huge crow. I'm assuming like this is like a standard sized campfire. That is a big bird. All right, so there's 2 large logs placed at the end of the clearing. And let's see, it looks like they might have been there to watch the fire burn. There's nothing suspicious about that. All right, so there's 5 clues. What's left? There's straight lines on the ground radiating outward from the fire to the edges of the cleared space. Let's see, so the fire is in the center of the circle. 3 rays come out like a sun or a wheel. These are both strong, basic symbols that show up a lot in belief systems. The wheel of fortune, or life and rebirth. The wheel of law and progress, fate and consequence, which comes about to themselves. Sun gods are central to many pantheons, and there is no life without the sun. So there's some kind of something going on here. So there's sun symbols and fire and some occult stuff here. They probably burned a crow. Sounds like devil worship. So what are the initial conclusions, outside of the fact that Jack is hot? Well, alright, let's see. Let's see, so that's other than whoever did this did not want to start a forest fire, and that is because of the fire, like the fire itself. They look at the fire, it's completely surrounded by rocks, so they weren't trying to start a forest fire. It's not a bonfire, there's a ritual purpose to this. And they did it outside of a camping area. Can you believe that? Let's see. I looked down at the introductory notes, the Lucky Penny. I've never heard of it, at least not that I can remember. Although the map in the file folder shows it's only a little ways from a nice little shopping street where I found a cute dress once. A cute dress that I wish that I was wearing right now as I am confronted by this sexy policewoman. But unfortunately, even if I had the cute dress, I don't have my cute shoes. And it's all lost. Unfortunately, a block or two can make the difference when it comes to how desirable a location is. So it's... Alright. So here's the shop. I see. Yeah, they contain the devilry to the designated camping areas. How considerate. Hello, Cadenza. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm loving this. All right. So it's made with a dark reddish substance. It's not paint. It's far too thick and clumpy. And there's no running drips. Instead, there's a single splotch over the side of the main pattern. Let's see. It tested the material before starting to create a larger hand. It looks like a deliberate design at least. Let's see. So what could it possibly... Could it be blood? It's some kind of blood paste. Huh. Well, we'll know soon. Let's see. What about these symbols? There's symbols all over the hand. But they're wrong somehow. Palm readers have a tradition about naming parts of the hand so they can talk about differences between them. The Mount of Venus, the Plain of Mars, the Finger of Jupiter. Also, the Venus line. The Venus line, also made famous by Bertie Wing. It's like, I know what these symbols are like and where they should be placed on the hand. So these are totally different. These aren't palm reading symbols. There's something else going on here. And they're too messy. Could they be alchemy symbols? Those are the, yes, these are the classic symbols for air, fire, earth, and water. And by combining them, and once they acquire the symbol of heart, they'll be able to summon Captain Planet. What about the eye? What about, like, the eye? An eye insane, it would usually be a hamsa, a protection symbol from the Middle East, and it's meant to ward off evils, but it's not an evil eye. It's an anti-evil eye. And that's always depicted on the right hand, not on the left. Putting it on the left hand would mean a reversal. Oh, it's an anti-evil eye. So it is the evil eye. The eye inside the hand was used in the Mississippi culture. It could represent a portal to the other world. They're trying to summon their Oshi. It's a summoning ritual. Okay, the hand outline. It's a left hand. So the right hand is supposed to reflect what you've chosen for yourself, and the left hand is your original destiny, if you let fate carry you along. It's nonsense, but I appreciate the palmistry has some respect for people choosing their own fortunes. An upraised palm also meant stop, so it could be a warning. Let's see. The pointer finger is longer than the other fingers, which isn't right. The fingers don't look like that, so there's something up with this hand as well. Maybe they're trying to draw attention to this particular symbol. About the case? Of course, about the case. Let's see. Well, so far it looks pretty eclectic rather than any clear tradition. There's a lot of symbolism, but none of it matches up. So this happened a couple of nights ago. Yeah, it's like, well, like everybody else, they're just bad at drawing hands. Did you consider they're just bad at drawing hands? Ooh, what did she mean to say? Oh, She's afraid of a 5-minute phone call. God, she's just like me, for real. I can't believe this is Jackie's one weakness. She's afraid to make phone calls. Ah. They're both afraid to make phone calls. Yeah, someone looks at your misproportioned drawing of a hand and it's like, yes, this is clearly Satanism. I find myself staring at her finger as it moves around and around the rotary dial, almost hypnotically. I suppose the department hasn't upgraded their equipment for years. Most offices have touch-tone phones by now, so they can program in a few numbers for easy redial. But then, what most people want to dial quickly is the fire department or the police. If you already are the police, who could you possibly want to call? Hello? Is this Mr. Wilcox? Hi, my name is... I look away, trying to not make things any more awkward than they already are. She's so... poised? Is that the word I would use? If I were describing the scene, she looks confident, professional. Like she completely fits in her attire. I don't just mean that like her clothes fit well, although it does, but she looks consistent. Everything fits together, her face, her clothes, her attitude. She looks comfortable in her skin, like a person who knows where she belongs. Compared to her, I feel like a child wearing my mother's dress and high heels, still desperately trying not to trip when I walk.
Have I chosen the Yuri route?
I didn't think I'd ever see her again. I certainly never expected to see her like this, a professional whose hair is longer than mine, but now that I have, I can't imagine her any other way. Jackie hangs up the phone. I am homosexual. I love these Diane intros, like introductory. Like, God, this is good. This is very funny. This is excellent. This is how I wanted to spend my Saturday afternoon. Carol. Oh no. Oh, Carol. Carol joined the Air Force. Does that mean? Is she single? Oh yeah. This is the probing question. She's single. But she's married to her work. The captain gave me an overview, so there's a lot of background information that I haven't gone over yet, but it's fine. Diane hates coffee, huh? She shakes her head with only the faintest smile and she leaves. She always drank too much coffee, especially after a late night. I remember. We met in college. Good old Tiger State. Go Tiger. What's Tiger State? What state are you from? Is this like the 51st state in this alternate 1980s where there's a state called Tiger? So they went to public in-state Tiger University. All right, time for the gay flashback. That's not unusual. There were literally thousands of other freshmen in the same situation every year. There's nothing special about it. Purely by chance, we were both assigned to the same English composition section in our first semester. It was a required course, not something Jackie signed up for. High school education can be very uneven, so the university wants to ensure that every student can read and write and put together a basic essay before they're allowed to progress. When you take a couple thousand freshmen and you split them into sections, the sections are still enormous. I don't know how many other students there were in our class, but there were a lot and I never knew them. I wouldn't have even recognized them in the next year, and class isn't how we met. The TA for our composition section, that's our teaching assistant, a grad student who does work for a professor, recommended that we students attend a poetry reading one evening to enhance our understanding of the subject. I went because I was interested in poetry and writing. Jackie went to get extra credit to save her grade, and that's where I first really saw her. In those first moments, what is this? This is A's as hell. Whoa! Oh, the Breakfast Club called. In those first moments, I didn't even, well, it's the 90s technically. Short hair, goth Jackie pounding the table. Goth Jackie. In those first moments, I didn't even know she was a girl. I'd never seen a girl like that with hacked off hair and spikes and a big leather jacket. You never saw that in Sunday school. Despite our differences, or maybe because of them, we made friends. Opposites attract, right? I was fascinated by her, and she was tolerant enough to indulge me. She snuck me into a bar, not to drink, just to see what it was like inside, and taught me to play pool. Oh yeah, this is gay as fuck. They're playing pool? I told her what I thought. I told her that what I thought were funny stories from my high school history class, and she listened. We went to a Joan Jett concert together. It was I have my own. I'm playing bingo here. I have bingo several times over. Joan Jett, check it off. It was amazing. I'd never heard such noise. Not just the singer and the band, but the crowds and the energy. I couldn't sleep that night. I was still so excited. I saw lights flashing every time I closed my eyes. I developed tinnitus. It took me over a year to realize that I was in love with her. It seems so obvious now, but I'd never fallen in love before. I didn't know the signs. I didn't know that sort of thing was possible between girls. I didn't have any other way to recognize what I was feeling. All I knew was that I wanted to be around her as much as I could, and that even when we were together, I wanted something more. My student dorm only allowed visitors after dark. One night, I was coming home from a late study session, and I saw a couple kissing goodbye outside. I looked at them, and a thought flashed into my mind. I wanted Jackie to kiss me like that.
Have I chosen the Yuri route?
And that's when I started to understand how I felt and who I was. Of course, in that first moment, I was confused and desperate and worried something was wrong with me. I even considered the possibility I might be possessed or haunted by the ghost of some man, and that's why I was drawn to women. It sounds ridiculous, but I didn't know how else to explain those feelings. After I accepted it was just me, it took a while, but I finally found the courage to confess my feelings to Jackie. I was afraid she'd be disgusted or insist that I needed therapy. Instead, I found out that she had girlfriends before, but that she thought I was too normal and too pure to entertain such an idea. And from that point on, my whole world changed. She taught me how to please a woman. Oh, what? Oh, boy. Oh, oh boy. Oh.
Have I chosen the Yuri route?
Yeah. She taught me how to. Whoa, boy! Wait, where's my blush emote? Okay, there it is. Wait, no, that's the wrong button. Yeah, there it goes. Whoa, she taught me how to please a woman, starting with myself. I hadn't even known that much. Oh boy, that was no such thing as a sexual education in my school. It wasn't just talked about. I had no idea what I'd been missing. We were young and in love. We went to art galleries. We watched fantasy films and imagined ourselves on heroic adventures. We fit together perfectly, like interlocking crystals. We watched The Lord of the Rings together. The next semester, we managed to arrange student housing together so that we would be roommates. My God, they were roommates. No more visiting restrictions, no one to question the time we spent with each other. Our own perfect little world where nothing could touch us, the foundation for the rest of our lives. At least, that was what I believed at the time. We didn't take the same classes. We always had our own schedules, our moments of our own moments of separation. I didn't want to be controlling and demand that she spend all of her time with me, but Jackie started staying out later and later. She never wanted to tell me where she'd been, and then when I wanted to talk about our future, it all fell apart. And that's behind us now. It's ancient history. Not the sort that leaves ancient temples and mythologies. It's just over. Here and now, we have work to do. I pick up the folder and I set myself to reading. Sometime later, I hear the door open.
Hi, Diane. What are you still doing here?
All right, so she's still reading. I actually love his theme music. The sax is back. He's the sax man. Where'd Jack go? We made plans to visit Lucky Penny, but the owner doesn't want us until closing time, and that's not for over an hour, so I thought it would just be a waste of time to sit here with me, so she's probably off doing other things, important things. Why don't you two drive out to the site of the latest fire and see if you can draw any conclusions from the area? Ah, yes, the logs. Like, these logs that women could have sat upon. Just imagine, 2 women sitting on those logs. These logs, too, are Yuri. After I find Jackie, we head out together. I need to take a car, not a fancy police cruiser, just a car. I slide into the passenger seat and place my bag neatly at my feet, then brush down my skirt to avoid wrinkles. There's a faint familiar and smell lingering inside, one that becomes clear when Jackie reaches over to extract a pack of cigarettes from the glove compartment. She pushes in the cigarette knob, waits a few seconds for it to pop back up, and pulls out the lighter and presses it to the tip. Sorry. She cranks the handle down and blows her smoke to the outside. I'm trying to quit. Yeah, this is... Why are you trying to quit? I thought you liked smoking. I watch the news, cancer's hell. I don't want I don't want to do something that's going to get me killed. And yet you became a cop. Well, she's at least aware. Cops they don't die that often. So she flaps the smoke away, and it's just a waste. She turns her head away, hunting for a distraction. My eyes fall on the charm hanging in the rearview mirror. It's a gold wire pyramid with a reddish-orange banded stone hanging in the center. Is that sardonyx? Yeah, it's a charm against theft. But since when do you believe in that stuff? I don't really, but any edge is a good edge. Ah, she's an edgelord. Besides, you get a discount on your car insurance with an up-to-date feng shui test. True enough, these days, I still think it's ridiculous. A polished bit of rock has no power to dissuade thieves. Unless, of course, the thieves share the same superstition or are sworn to a guild which orders them to spare any citizen who displays the correct signs and pays their protection money. But thieves' guilds, like magic stones, are all in fantasy. I kind of, I'm feeling this is like an alternate 1980s where, urban fantasy is somewhat real. All right, off to the botanical gardens. Oh, I get to explore. Or is it just a loading screen? Cool beans. She parks the car at the entrance to the botanical gardens. Wait, does she need to pay? No, it's an active investigation, which means we get to get in here for free. She walks up to pulling her badge out of the pocket. I suppose she's right. You don't need to take. You don't make a plumber buy a ticket in order to get in and fix the pipe. So we're here to examine a scene, not to take advantage of the gardens for a cheap date. But what if we did? Of course, it is a lovely day, and we're not really expecting to find much in the way of clues. Most of what we'll get from this is a visit, and a pleasant walk. I don't want to accidentally encourage police corruption, so maybe I'll send them a donation later. Diane is such a nice lady. God, the art in this is really good. All right, so let's see. Let's go out. If she understands... Yeah, this is why she said he's too pure for the earth, so she was sent to the alternate reality 1980s. If I understand the layout correctly, the site where the mysterious fire was set in the woods is deep inside the property, a ways walk from here. Those woods and the nearby lake aren't part of the formal gardens, but going through the gardens is the only official way for the public to access the area. It looks like there's another driveway for service vehicles somewhere on the side of the block, but otherwise the whole area is bounded by walls, hedges, and chain link fencing. So when was the fire set here? Not while the gardens were open, was it? It probably happened after hours. Someone broke into the botanical gardens and started a campfire. I can't believe it. Which means they probably know the area well. Someone who worked here would know the way. And we don't have any reason to suspect that, especially since there wasn't just the only fire, just this most recent one. The fire clearing's not that far from the south fence. They could have parked somewhere along the block and climbed over there. She's right, it's a short distance on the map, but it also looks like untouched forest in that patch. Brambles, leaves, and mud. So then the ground was wet that night, so they had to have known. So if they came crashing through the woods, they might have left a trail, because the ground was wet. So they go away from they went away from the children's play place. Beyond that, let's see, there's a hill covered with daffodils and a trail lined with blooming dogwood trees. But we don't turn towards the flowers. We follow the pebbled path to its end and continue on fainter dirt trails away from the garden and into the woods. We walk a little further, and then Jackie raises a hand. There. I think that's the spot. Up ahead, I see a clearing with 2 logs sitting on the grass. There's no fire circle, no spoked wheel dug into the dirt, but there is a large area of torn up ground where the evidence might have been wiped away. I don't see any trail trampled through the woods either, but that doesn't matter right now. I stand beside the disturbed earth and take in a slow, quiet breath, letting the atmosphere wash over me. Here in nature, at the botanical gardens that we got into for free on a cheap date with my ex, who is now a cop, which I never thought she would be because she used to be cool. My ex-goth cop girlfriend. So it's a cloudy night. The darkness under the trees might have been almost opaque. Would the culprit or culprits have risked a flashlight? It's like, or did they just feel their way along, stumbling through plants and branches in a quest for solid ground? We don't know how many people were involved. Struggling alone in the dark would be terrifying, but in a group that might make it into an adventure. A challenge or a dare, perhaps. An initiation? One member would build the fire while the others led the way and kept watch. An orchestrated ritual where each participant draws a line in the dirt. That would mean 10 people, though, and that seems like too many to pass through the woods without doing permanent damage. Fewer than that, maybe even just one. But somehow, someone built a fire out of wet wood in the dark, set it alight, and roasted a duck carcass on the rocks. Did they sit, then watch it burn? Did they pray? Did they chant? Were they frightened, desperate to get away, or were they exhilarated by the blades? I hear Jackie step in and close behind me, her shoulders immediately tense. For a moment, I had forgotten she was there. But what if Diane was psychic? She has good intuition, and too many people think they have intuition when all they have is imagination. Aha. She snapped at her ex-goth, ex-girlfriend cop. I was just trying to picture what it would have been like to be here at night, and to see if the viewpoint would have opened up any new possibilities, but did it? Not really. Feeling uncomfortable, I reached for my notebook. I wanted to come here to check the orientation of the logs. Ah, you're telling me these logs have an orientation? Let's see. Does she have a compass, though? To find out which way is north. Oh, wait, that's right. You can just look at the sun. It's like, I know about east and west, but the sun doesn't set perfectly in the west. So, oh, gosh. So let's see. Does she have a compass to find out where true north is so she can figure out the orientation of these logs? Because maybe that is going to matter. Let's see. Well, if I mark down the sun's position at this exact time, I might be able to work out the true orientation later, if it's important. Something tells me it will be. I checked my watch. It took longer to walk here than I thought, and copied the time down in my notebook, along with a quick sketch of the site as I see it, and I'm certainly no artist, but even squiggles can help show what stood where. While I'm here, I make other notes of the little details, like photographs couldn't, the little photographs couldn't help me. Birdsong, tree shapes, everything I can see and hear of this location. And I can hear Jackie shifting from foot to foot. Jackie's apologizing? For what? For not having a compass. I see. I'm supposed to be assisting you, and you asked me for something, and I didn't have it. How could I possibly not anticipate your every single need? Jackie out here trying to get a good grade in Sophistry, which is both a reasonable thing to want and possible to achieve. And now we're heading back. She walks ahead of me. I pause for a moment, taking a last chance to survey the scene. I know forests don't really have a spirit, but I'm glad that whatever happened here didn't have any serious damage to this place. It's beautiful, and it deserves to be appreciated, much like me and my cute shoes that I don't have right now, but if I did, Jackie would certainly be appreciating me more. Yeah, Jackie has butler energy. Alright, and here we are. Now we're at the shop where the person drew the bloody left hand, or maybe it was just a poorly drawn right hand. It's impossible to tell. The street itself is quiet, though I can see some activity in the distance. There's a restaurant, and it's like down that way. There could be a lot of students in the neighborhood, but these particular shops are more on the outskirts and slightly run down, so not many people walk by here. On the other hand, it is closing time, and it may have been busier earlier in the day. Here is where Jackie promised that she would buy me a wedding ring, back before our relationship fell apart, before she stopped being goth. It's like, there's nothing residential, no surveillance cameras, nothing that could possibly produce a witness. And so a vandal struck and put a goofy left hand over here with the anti-evil eye in it. Whose harsh voice could it be? I turned to see an older woman, her face already half stiffened into a scowl. A cloud of hairspray surrounds her, holding her faded blonde tresses in position, as surely as if they were wired in place. It's not charitable, but she reminds me straight away of the lunch lady at my old high school. A horrible woman who had no sympathy for anyone who'd forgotten their food or thrown away their retainer. I try to comfort my flinch. I try to control my flinch and put a bright smile on my face. This might be the Lucky Penny's owner, Jolene Wilcox. Jolene, 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 Jolene. I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. I'm begging, don't take him just because you can. God, this is like checking all the boxes. Then we have a Jolene reference. Yep, this might be the gayest thing I have ever played. It's like, well, she's determined to be difficult, but she has a right to be. She should be upset after what happened to her store. She's probably frightened, not knowing who's responsible or why, or what else the Vandals might do to her. Thank you for taking the time to. I had to spend my own money cleaning up that mess, you know. My own money. What are my tax dollars even for? So who's supposed to help me now? Are you fixing to stick around and guard the place overnight like I asked for? Ma'am, I really don't think that's necessary. It was probably an isolated incident. Isolate my ass. But we're doing everything we can to locate the person or persons responsible and see that they're held accountable for their crimes of drawing a bad, like a out of perspective left hand. Where in this alternate 1980s, being out of perspective is actually a crime. We got a few questions for you, but do you mind if we take a look around inside? I think that's what you're supposed to be here for. In it? Oh shit, we got an in it. We got an in it. Okay. All right, this is also an alternate reality Idaho where people say in it. Idaho that is both in the South and people say in it. It's a bunch of junks here. The whole place smells like a mix of potpourri and mildew. As I've been expecting a trove of golden treasures and mystical artifacts, I'd be disappointed. As it is, it's simply confused. And it's like, what drove a vandal to target a place like this in the first place? Jackie turns in slow circles, apparently uncertain what to look at. But maybe we're gonna find some clues. Yeah, search time! There are several large metal cabinets in the store. I pull open a drawer and I peek inside. Plastic pages, each with a sleeve to hold a paper card. Baseball cards, maybe? Some of them might be worth money, but I don't know anything about the sport or the players. See, the thing is, for those of you Zoomers out here, baseball cards were NFTs before NFTs, but they were also way more useful. Let's see, what else do we got here? There's glass discs hanging in the window, a black dot in the center surrounded by blue light. The white represents an eye surrounded by darker blue. And these are charms, I see. Ah, so she's selling charms. People are selling NFTs of baseball cards these days? Ah, that sounds miserable. That's maybe the worst thing I could imagine possibly owning. Like, even as a kid, I would look at them and I'd be like, all right, it's cool. Like, every now and then, like, when I was very young, my parents would get me, like, a pack of baseball cards. And then I'd sit there and be like, well, there's not much to do with these. Oh, no! Okay, there's a no dog sign. This store is terrible. And there's a Rubik's Cube. Okay. Just in case we didn't realize it was the 80s. So there's a necklace whose pendant is a thin circle of green crystal shot through with black lines, almost like a sunburst. There's a ring with a clearly fastened stone sitting deep, so the top of the stone is flush with the metal of the band. That actually sounds very nice. The stone sparkles less that way, but it also won't catch on things as much, so it's a more practical ring. There's a tray of birthstone jewelry and all this, so this seems like a pretty normal place. Why would this be targeted by satanic vandals? Yeah, there's they said that there were anti-evil eye, so there are eye symbols here, but the eye in the right hand is the anti-evil eye, and then the eye in the left hand is the actual evil eye. So maybe this is what's going on here. Maybe this is actually a front for some kind of cabal. All right, there's a small number of old books as well. Ah, it's alchemy. There's books on alchemy here. I see. So magic has fallen out of fashion in favor of psionic phenomena and anything that sounds halfway scientific. So I don't think there's anything important here. It's just books. So what else do we got? We got the filing cabinets. We got the books. Ooh, the crystal pyramid. Huh. So the crystal pyramid is the same shape that was in Jackie's car. Is Jackie in on it? Each crystal is meant to have different vibrations, so the color shows what it's meant to affect. Promote love, bring good luck, ward off drunkenness. There's a charm for everything. I'm not sure how many of the purchasers would know which stone traditionally meant what without the cards to label them, though. So I'll add it to the list. Got the pyramids. Got all these. Let's see, what else? Oh, the flower pots and National Geographics. Okay. There's a cluster of small flower pots on the floor. It's meant to putting plants on, like, the kind that are meant for putting plants on desks. They're plain terracotta, but others have been painted with simple, cheery designs. Sunflowers, dolphins, leaping dolphins, and it's like, and the sort of things you would find decorating children's rooms. They're cute, but she has no plants. Diane is a woman out for my own heart. And what about these old National Geographic? I mean, I too am a dog person over a plant person. Although, apparently, I'm good at plants because all the herbs that I planted earlier are finally sprouting. So hopefully I'll have some, like, fresh basil and chives and maybe even some jalapeno peppers growing in my own garden. Gonna make some... Maybe some salsa, or maybe some, like, maybe a little bit, maybe a hot sauce with those jalapenos. All right, that's it. So there's a lot of stuff in here, but there's no obvious reason for why anyone would target this shop. Gay gardening is a good skill to have. It's very different than normal gardening, even though on the surface it looks very similar. So there's nothing obviously controversial. Some thrift stores still do a lot of business in old Jim Crow signs, but there's nothing like that here. I didn't see any hoochie coochie pictures either. No Soviet collectibles, not even much of anything religious. So I wonder if could she be hiding something? You like her, don't you? She's your type. Let's see. Once we're outside, Jackie takes a casual stride forward, her hips stating authority. Her hips stating authority, authoritative hips. She's walking out with a sachet, a sassy sachet, to go interrogate Jolene. What is she hiding? I bet she is hiding something. Have you had any problem customers lately? Someone who might have held a grudge against you. There is one. I caught a couple of kids in here last week trying to shoplift. Greasy little weasel tried to claim it was an accident, a misunderstanding. Accident nothing. I saw him shove that jewelry into his pocket and try to walk out the door with it. I grabbed him by the scruff of his little neck and I dragged him back. But how old is this kid? I don't know. He's a teenager. Right, ma'am, it's generally not advisable to engage in physical conflict. You wouldn't want to get hurt. What? You think you'd let that piece of trash get away with it? No way in hell, excuse my language. Wow, she said the heck word. I can't believe it. Took my property back from him, put the love of Jesus into him as best I could. Then I tossed him and his friend out and told them to never come back. I guess you might call that a grudge. Yes, ma'am. You don't happen to know the names of these kids, do you? Do you have a description? The thief was, he was like Puerto Rican or something. Didn't get his name. What? What? Exactly. It's like, I hide my wins. I doubt she has any idea what a Puerto Rican looks like. She's just doing racism. Huh. He had no gang colors that I saw. Like, he had his black t-shirt with a skull on it. Weird looking skull with long teeth. The friend was waiting outside, probably to pass over the loot. Didn't get a good look at him. Let's see. A blonde kid with one of those stupid hairstyles that's short in the front and long. He's got a mullet. A mullet. You mean he's business in front and party in the back? That bodes poorly for our heroines. Did they make any threats when you told them to leave? Did you see them again after that? Nah, they just ran off. I didn't know what it was like too. They were messing up my shop. Could have been any punk. Streets are full of them. Well, we'll look into it. Sure. I don't care about your best. If you're not arresting anyone, you're not going to guard my place, then take yourself out of my way. And it's like, yes, ma'am. We'll update you if there are any new developments. Yeah, whatever. And so we head back into the cool car. There is distance between them. In this car, there are two women. Yes, this car is also Yuri. So they slide back into their seats, pulling the door closed. There's just two women, two ex-girlfriends in a car together, just being pals. The disarmed Jackie face. It only occurs once every hour or so of gameplay. Wait, did I just ask her to dinner? I didn't mean to ask her to dinner. I don't want to have dinner with her. I mean, not really, not even a little bit. I'm not even wearing the right shoes. I mean, I would have gone if she had asked me.
You know, they say all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at small Joe,
oh, it's time.
And you can see that statement is not true.
Yeah.
See, normally if you go one-on-one with another wrestler, you got a 50-50 chance of winning. But I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal. So you got a 25% at best at beating me. And then you add Kurt Angle to the mix, your chances of winning drastically go down. See, the three-way at sacrifice, you got a 33 and a third chance of winning. But I got a 66 and 2/3 chance of winning because Kurt Angle knows he can't beat me, and he's not even going to try. So, Samoa Joe, you take your 33 and a third chance minus my 25% chance, and you got an 8 and a third chance of winning at sacrifice. But then you take my 75% chance of winning if we used to go one-on-one, and then add 66 and 2/3%. I got 141 and 2/3 chance of winning at sacrifice. See, Joe, the numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you at sacrifice.
Thank you for testing. I'm glad that redeem worked. But back to the homosexual matters at hand. Diane is currently doing that exact math in her head. I only would have gone because it's polite. Why did I have to be assigned to work with her, of all people? One moment, it's like I'm talking to an old friend, like we're young again and bouncing banter off each other, and everything is in sync, and she's a hot goth. And then it flashes back to reality. There's sand in the gears. Everything stops, and we snap back to reality where she's not a hot goth, she's a hot cop. God, it could have been worse. I could have ended up with someone my father's age, with a walrus mustache and a thick hand on my... Focus, Diane. No, she has plans tonight. Oh no. What if she has plans with another woman? Is it gay to have plans? I come in through the front door, clutching a phone bill and 2 ads for yard work that were oh, the dog! Timmy comes bouncing up to greet me, barking all the way. He's not tall enough to jump and lick my face, though, but I do get paws on my legs. Hey, look at this couch. Look at this couch. Just a minute, Timmy. My work schedule is erratic, so there's no consistent routine for my coming home and going like there used to be. He's well behaved by himself, but he's always excited to see me. Woof! And for Timmy, excited means spinning in circles and making noise. I set down my purse and the mail, and I grab the jar of Timmy's treats from the closet. Oh! So I need to take him for a walk in a little bit and then feed him his dinner. But I don't want to rush right back out the door right after getting in. Anyway, petting Timmy is soothing, and I like soothing. He's my perfect little lap fluffy. The television, unfortunately, is less soothing. I'm right in the middle of an ad break. Hot, sweet, and sexy, and haunted by a secret that threatens to destroy her family. The woman on the screen pumps a shotgun and sneers at the camera. There's only one way to chase off my family's problems, but I never wanted to learn to shoot. The scene changes to show a bunch of sad people crammed into an elevator together. Driven by despair, by new car prices averaging over $13,000. What? What are these commercials? Alright, finally, some proper international romantic spy drama to take my mind off of things. And after taking care of Timmy, I make myself a nice pot of stovetop spaghetti. Oh no. Honey. Honey. I love spaghetti, but I only eat it when I'm by myself in case I lose control of the sauce. Oh, she's in the sauce. She's lost in the sauce. Of which sentence? I love spaghetti, but I only eat it by myself. Don't worry, I gotcha. Let me grab a screenshot real quick. Oh, the international spy drama one? All right, give me 1 second. Got it. I'm glad that Diane has good taste in shows and is also a fan of critically acclaimed anime Spy Family. Oh, hi! It's Aunt Agnes! I carefully unkink the coiled phone cord, and the curls tend to get... Unkink the coiled phone cord. The curls tend to get linked into themselves, especially if I'm fidgeting with them, and I carry the receiver all the way to the couch to settle in. I love my aunt, but she's never heard of a short conversation. It's her long-distance bill, not mine, so I don't want to hurry her along. I know she's been a bit lonely and arranges her budget to make sure that we keep in contact. I had a home-cooked meal, and no, it wasn't macaroni and cheese, it was stovetop spaghetti. Ooh, a spice cake with walnuts. Oh, Timmy ate a cake! That's unfortunate. Okay, so, let's see. They're going to talk about a book. The name of those finds is not Diane Carter. Like I said, it, not ordinary, to me. So she has to write under a pen name. There are a few people here in the South who wouldn't be happy about their children being taught by someone who'd also written sword and sorcery novels featuring women in leather bikinis. So she's also a fantasy novelist. Like, well, the cover features leather bikinis. My actual heroines usually wear more armor than that, but my agent insists that the infiltrating a slaver pit look sells more copies. I write as Rosalind Perry. For that delicate taste of old England, the author blurb inside of the cover admits that I'm American, but no one actually reads those before buying a book. Only the first impression actually matters. So she's stealing British valor. My publisher will not allow me to write scenes depicting lesbian sex or to put the heroine in a long-term relationship with another woman, but they will let me suggest that encounters have taken place, especially if the protagonist gets something out of it, a secret, a key to the castle gate, being hidden from soldiers or whatever. So my heroines tend to love them and leave them, men and women both. Dang. So she's always writing she's writing the bisexual icons. So because she's an expert on esoteric religion, she's been brought in to help investigate this potentially satanic crime. Aunt Agnes is my only relative who knows and understands my lifestyle. Not that it really is a lifestyle. I've been living here alone for, well, not alone. I have Timmy. But can you believe that Jackie ended up in law enforcement? If I had to bet, I would have put money on her being arrested instead, which that would have sounded more likely. I thought she had a juvenile record, but maybe I was wrong, or maybe those don't count? I mean, she's strong, and it makes sense that she would want to protect people. It's just we were always, protest girls in college, and now here we are working for the department. Yes, I said we. That's who hired me, Aunt Agnes. I know. I told you, I'm their expert on cults. It's not like the days when we used to shoot hippies. Oh gosh, so are we bringing it Kent State? All right. It's a whole new system where we solve mysteries. Yeah, I remember that bombing. Oh, we're bringing this up here, actually. Yeah, this is a real thing. No one can forget it. The old police up in Pennsylvania got so caught up in consequences for criminals that they dropped a bomb on an American neighborhood, an actual bomb, like we were all afraid that the Soviets would do someday. There's some more context to that. They killed their targets and their neighbors and their children. A whole block of houses were wiped out. There was also a racial component to this one. Let's see, and for what? To punish a few people who peddled crack and didn't pay their rent? How could that be fair? How could anyone justify that? It was literally they leveled a city block with a bomb in Philadelphia because, once again, all cops are bastards. So in this alternate reality 1980, police departments face consequences. I can't believe it. Cops, that's the difference. That's what makes this an alternate history. Cops are held accountable. Can you believe it? Can't believe it. She's now a responsible adult, and an adult that I could have never predicted. But being with her, I can feel her all the time. Whenever she's near me, it was like heat on my skin. I couldn't tune it out. I've been so tense all day. I press a hand to my forehead. Yes, I know. No, I'm fine. I do have work to get done tonight. She's supposed to call me tomorrow. All right, and love you too. Bye. All right, time to go do some research on demons instead of thinking about my ex-girlfriend. So even in her fantasy novels, the heroine is basically her ex-girlfriend. Yo, this girl is gay. You have never let her go, and now she's your partner. But what do you want? What do you want? What does she think of me? Does she hate me? She doesn't want me either. She doesn't even feel guilty. She acts like everything is fine. Like we're old friends. Maybe this is what I need to chase. This is what I need to chase out the ghosts and the hammer. Like them in every corner of my subconscious. There is nothing there. It is over. I'm a fantasy author. I write adventures and dreams for other people to take them away from the world for a little while. But a fantasy author lesbian, am I not allowed to dream? To dream of my ex-girlfriend in a leather bikini? Oh, she might not get a good ending, but she does get a little good dog. Oh, look, it's a dog. Timmy is absolutely a good ending. In order to unlock your full energy potential, you first have to love yourself. Stand up, wrap your arms around yourself, say aloud, I deserve to be loved. I deserve to be powerful. I can attract the fortune I deserve. For more personal instruction, call costs $2 for the first minute and 95 cents for each additional minute. It's 5 a.m. I hit the shower for a quick wash, get the body wet, turn off the shower, soap up, and rinse off. Nothing wasted. In the kitchen, I slip a couple pieces of bread into the toaster, then I pour myself a glass of grapefruit juice. As a kid, I envied families who could sit around brightly colored boxes of frosted cereal puffs with magic tricks inside. I tried buying one of the newer fruit cereals, but it tasted like soap, so I'll pass. Breakfast is about putting fuel in your system. You never know when you might need to be ready to run. But I can't remember who taught me that. I bet it was Jackie. Oh no, it's Jackie's perspective. Oh! She sings to herself in the car. One benefit of having an early start to my day is that the radio stations haven't yet brought on the morning. Brought on the morning drive time DJs. And now I'm a barrel. A barrel of laughs, that is. I kind of like the shift to like Jackie's theme music here. The singing Jackie face is really good. She's a hands-on cop. She doesn't want to just sit around. She wants to look a suspect in the eye and accuse them of crimes. Once I reach the department, I head to the captain's office. Morning, Captain. Yo, everything work out with you? You and the teacher? You mean Diane, right? You know, I was pretty surprised when it turns out you two were roommates. It was just an odd thing. Kizzy told me she had a feeling about the two of you, like some connection in the spiritual realm. This job has taught me many skills, but hiding my reactions is not one of them. Oh yeah? It's Kizzy had any feelings about any lottery numbers? You think I'd tell you if she did? I'd hang up my helmet and be on the first plane to Rio. But you're not wearing a helmet, Captain. Uh-oh, bad news. What is it? Another fire. This time it's quite a blaze. Time to call Diane. Ah, I see. So she doesn't want to ask her anything personal. That's how it is. That's how it is. You don't want to ask her anything personal? You don't want to know her phone number? You don't want to call your ex-girlfriend? Okay, oh, it's Diane. Diane, it's Jackie from the station. I mean, like, I'm at the station. Like, I'm Jackie, not Diane. I'm your ex-girlfriend. I need you. Aww. If she drank more coffee, she wouldn't be so tired. Jackie's a woman after my own heart. It's like, oh wait, you're not sleeping well? Just drink more coffee, it's fine. Picking her up at her place, huh? Huh? The radio blares laughter at me, so I switch it off. Talk radio, it rules the airwaves now. Diane. I put her out of my mind for years. I never tried to look her up. It would have been a violation if I'd used my privileges within the police to breach her privacy, but the phone book is free. Maybe she's listed. Maybe she's not. I don't know. I never looked. Although, I didn't think her last name would still be Carter. Well, it's a new age. Time was not so long ago. A woman like me couldn't have had a job like this. People do things differently now. Diane does her hair differently now. Short hair looks good on her. It doesn't look boyish at all. It highlights the roundness, the softness of her face without making her look delicate. She's not an eager, wide-eyed student anymore. She's grown up, and she's even more beautiful. Still kind, still caring, still innocent in her ways, still wanting to save the world with love. It stands to figure she would have become a school teacher. But sometimes, the best of intentions just aren't good enough. That's why the world has people like me to do what needs to be done, whatever the cost. I pull up outside of what looks like the right address and I double check my map. It's not a bad house, but it's smaller than I expected. I switch off the engine. I'm reluctant to move now, walking across her yard, ringing her doorbell. It feels like an intrusion, or like picking up a girl for a date, which this totally isn't. It was a mistake to come here, but it's a mistake I've already made, so I may as well finish it. I get out of the car and I close the door. I can hear a dog barking. And suddenly, the front door moves on its own. It's Diane, wearing actually a really nice dress. I like the belt. That's actually very cute. Aww. I look at her feet and I speak without thinking. Is she wearing the cute shoes? You're wearing those? What's wrong with my shoes? We're walking into the woods and it rained last night. And that's why I'm not wearing sandals or heels. Instead, she's wearing a pair of pristine white tennis shoes with neatly folded over socks and laces so bright they could be fresh from the packaging. I know she knows of course she knows how to lift stains. She's probably the perfect housewife. Normal thing to think about your ex. I did some research on the symbols we saw in the photograph, the ones that were written around that campfire. The ones that you said looked Indian? Exactly. They're Sanskrit. So it's writing, but I don't know what it says. What's the difference? The letters are just sounds, but they're placed like petals in a circle to represent one of the primary chakras. Meditation visualization concept. You picture them as nexus points within your body where energy gathers, and with yoga, you direct that energy to improve yourself. It's a simplification, but it's enough that you open the ideas. And if you open the 9th gate, you die. I think it's meant to be the chakra Manipura. It means something like the city of jewels and light. It shines like the sun with orange and yellow and red and a triangle in the center to signify the element of fire. Except our perp put out a real fire in the center instead. Does this mean we're looking for an Indian guru or some kind of yoga instructor? It's gonna be so funny if they're trying to arrest a yoga instructor. She pushes her glasses higher up her nose, her soft little cheeks scrunching up as she settles the lenses into place. Those same cheeks tainted with a hint of rose as she catches me watching. We should probably look at the new scenes, shouldn't we? Yes, we should. Leave her alone. She's not yours. And I have to keep telling myself that. I haven't seen it myself, only the captain's description, so let's go. They're so gay. Alright, here's the shack. We lean against a tree, puffing on a cigarette, paying little attention to his surroundings. No barricade tape. I suppose it's not worth the effort of winding tape around all those trees. It's not like anyone was murdered. With the earlier fires, the official priority was to get it cleaned up as soon as possible to avoid alarm. There's not a lot of folk around here to be alarmed by anything. And it's like, so the shack itself looks like a wreck. And it's like, so I can't say how bad it looked before the incident. I'm not sure what a building was doing all the way out here anyway. This is parkland. it's the detective. Or wait, maybe he's a a private investigator. Oh no, he's also an officer. Oh, she dimples at him. Mustache man. It's Ray Romano. It's Officer Ray Romano. All right, click around the screen to reveal glimpses of the hidden pattern. Intuition mode. So is it her belly button? What does this mean? To find glimpses of a hidden pattern? Okay, so let's see. Oh, got it. If the forensic team has been gone already, why'd they leave you on guard? Were you waiting for? So I have to find the eye to enable my power to solve a crime? All right. This is actually a pretty interesting way to frame found ya. Ha. Just gotta be on point. Gotta find the eye of insight. The eye of Agamotto. All right, so even though it rained last night, once the fire gets, not once it got going, hot fires throw off light rain. The hard part is getting it once it started on wet wood. So in other words, they might have used an accelerant, but the team found an empty liquor bottle over yonder, which might have worked. And if they look and they dust for prints. All right. So they're hoping, like, she doesn't need a translation. I know, I watch TV. I've seen a crime thriller before. What kind of hooch was it? So many bottles of fancy labels and weird pictures. There might be something like up there like, what kind of hooch was they drinking? Got it. I'm getting good at this. I'm so insightful. Speaking of prints, did the forensic team manage to get any good footprints in the mud? Diane bites her lip and looks down, apparently worried she may have stepped in the evidence. Yeah, we are investigating paranormal moonshiner cultists right now. And working with Ray Romano. No wheels, lot of footprints. The culprit or culprits must have parked on the road and walked in like we did this morning. It would have been dark and wet, but the shack would have been hard to reach if they wouldn't have been hard to reach if they already knew that it was there. They must have visited the woods before in the daylight. Which doesn't say much. There's hikers and campers in these woods all the time, and no one watching them. It's mostly public land. Is this tied to the last fire? Could this be a coincidence? All right. I need to acquire insight. The insight was in her hand. When the team was here earlier, did they find any sign of occult connection? You'd think he would have mentioned that earlier. Oh! It's a symbol. So it's some kind of dirt or powder. The team took a sample to test it, but it's like, could it be... Somebody took a lot of time doing this. Evidence of a secret scab. The design means nothing to me, but it's definitely detailed. Diamonds and curls and stars and crosses. It couldn't be too easy to arrange all of that out of powder. And if they meant for it to burn, would they leave that to chance, or would they have done that themselves? But they might. They might if it depends on the purpose it was. The element... Oh, they're doing a divination. Ma'am, if you're going to talk about unholy practices, I'd rather you didn't do it here. Sorry, Ray Romano. I don't know what devilry that is, but I want it gone before it attracts some kind of demon. A summoning sigil. And after that, we look around the site for a while, but no hidden clues jump out at us. Romano doesn't want us to going inside what's left of the shack without protective headgear, and I agree. It hadn't occurred to me to find Diane a helmet. Although, clearly Diane thought ahead about some things, though. She's got a little pocket compass in her hand and is taking readings. I wonder if she's looking for ley lines. Considering Romano, though, I don't ask. She'll tell me later if it's relevant. And once she looks content with her notes, I nod to Romano and leave the shack behind us. The Love Shack, baby. Love Shack. And as we settle into our seats, these are my favorite parts of this so far. I love these little like awkward car exchanges. And I like the flip of the perspective as well. My shoes are covered in mud. And it's like, they're clumped on the sides. I watch my step. Wait, she doesn't want to ruin the floors. Good for her. Let's see, this car has seen worse, and more importantly is that we get to the bottom of this sooner rather than later. We're in a hurry now. Like, when this case was just an unknown perpetrator setting weird little campfires, it was a curiosity, but now it's a danger. They're burning stuff. They're doing arson. Pyros, people get obsessed with watching things burn. They don't stop. It's like an addiction. They always want a bigger, better hit. So far, they've stayed out of the woods. They kept it in the woods, away from people, but now the next target is probably going to be bigger. And if we don't find the culprit soon, somebody could get hurt. So, who could have been behind this? Well, what we've seen so far doesn't really confirm to set tradition as far as you can tell. The pattern in the shack has nothing to do with Sanskrit or chakras or any tantric practice, and it's not related to the kinds of symbols that were drawn on Lucky Penny's window either. So what could the lead be? Either the person is an outsider who doesn't really know anything about the occult beyond thinking it's cool, so they picked up some symbols at random because of how they look, and they're just fooling around. The second is that we're dealing with a new age pagan who's trying to build a new tradition through synthesizing different beliefs. The third is somebody who wants to cause trouble and suffering and doesn't care about how. The symbols might be chosen at random in order to scare people. They could be a goth. It could be some goth teenagers. Punks, goths, metalheads, Dungeons and Dragons, those people who dress up as medieval knights and hit each other every Sunday in the park, the LARPers. If we talk to the people like that, we might find someone who knows these symbols, or who has a friend who's a little bit too interested in fires. But there's a problem with the plan. We're grown-ups, and no outsider group is going to tattle on their friends to a couple of boring adults. If only we were still in high school. Except for the sword fighters, you probably couldn't even find these people. We're gonna go to my Dungeons and Dragons store. Is Jackie gonna take us to the Dungeons and Dragons circle? Please take us to the game store. Yes! We're going to the comic book store! The walls are lined with rack after rack of comic books, each cover promising action and adventure, usually with a large, chested, spandex-clad heroine or a damsel in distress, tied hand and foot to the nearest pole. Diane gazes into the plunging cleavage of the girl on the wall poster, turns pink, and quickly tries to find somewhere else to stare, eventually settling on the crystal pyramid. by the cash register. As for me, though, oh hi, Jackie. The young woman behind the counter looks up and grins at me, leaning over her elbows to say hello. Hey, Tainman. This is excellent. This is excellent. Diane blinks, apparently shocked to discover that not only do I know where to find a comic shop, but that I'm a regular. Intuition mode. Wait, okay. Is it in her belly button? No. There it is. Yeah, this is A+. The art in this game and the character design is really good. There's something to do with these pyramids. I don't trust it. Found it. All right. Does she have advice? Oh gosh, Diane, she's shy. She's never been to a comic show before, but she heard that there are comic books where girls kiss, and she's very interested in finding out more. Oh, this is good. Yeah, it's gonna take place in the Bass Pro Shop pyramid. Poor Diane has no idea what's going on. All right. Wait. Okay, next one. Got it. So, do you have any gaming club sign-up sheets in here somewhere? Okay. You're telling me she wants to play Dungeons and Dragons? Look, she's a fantasy novel writer. Of course she does. All right. All right. What's the deal? What's the situation? One other question. Oh, I was right on point. Almost caught it right away. A Hispanic Punisher fan who's got a friend with a mullet? Judging by the t-shirt, I'm pretty sure he reads that comic. Eduardo and Alex. She even knows their last names. Buying your ex-girlfriend comic books and billing it to the department. You know, why are you buying me comic books? Well, you read fantasy novels, don't you? Now they're gonna go. This is just dates. They're just on a date. Yeah, you want to get lunch on the company dime? Oh. Oh, a woman that loves burgers and fries? Yeah, that was great. It's like she's trying to be cute, but she is though. Reports have come in of a mysterious figure seen dancing in the fire at Douglas Woods last night. Is this evidence of a satanic cult? We better get those burgers to go. When we get back to the department, I settle Diane in the break room with our bags of grease and go in search of my boss. So now we're on the dancing cult beat. We gotta find these people. Some hikers, huh? Okay, what is the red paste? Was it blood? There's blood in it, but it's not human. It's a kind of powdered animal blood for gardening, of all things, you know? My mother, this is a Columbo moment. You know, my wife, she loves gardening. I'm not gonna ask her if she feeds the plants blood. Don't think I wanna know. Anyway, this particular blood meal doesn't dissolve in water, so it looks like our pup mixed it with mud before painting it on the window. I've never heard of this before. Blood meal that you use for gardening? It's real? And common? Wow, I need to step up my gardening. So basically Diane just like inhaled 2 burgers. What a queen. No. No, you need to... Jackie, you need to eat your burger. Five minutes. This is great. This is great. Look at this. Like 5 minutes to eat your lunch is not going to destroy all your evidence. Mom mode engage. Sit down and eat your fries. All right, off to the record store. Gotta go find out some information about these metalheads. I walk into a small store, oddly dark for the middle of the day. The glass door is papered over with posters to block the sunlight, and we have to pause for a moment as it closes to let our eyes adjust. I don't recognize the music playing. It's some kind of blues, maybe. The scent of patchouli, the Toho. The scent of my favorite Toho creeps around our senses, and Diane surreptitiously rubs her nose. People say that she's gloomy, but she listens to hip-hop and stuff. The clerk at the counter has his head hanging down, his long hair waving around his face like curtains in an unseen breeze. As the door closes, he looks up and greets us in a slow, sing-songy tone. No, she's not my favorite Tuhu, actually. Yeah, this game takes place in the Toho universe, though. That's definitely confirmed. All right, time. Let's see. Is it? Oh, wait. It's like there it is. In like the farthest corner? Can you tell? She just walks in. A cop walks into a record store. Can you tell me about bands that like to set things on fire?
You ever heard of Kiss?
Now, little did they know that about 20 years from the time of this game, Gene Simmons' son will become the main character of internet discourse for a bit for getting caught tracing bleach for his own original manga. Hey, I'm not... Kiss! I'm not going to... No, it's a band. I have to really think about it. Who is my favorite Toho? Well, I'm trying to find the hidden thing here. Wait, found it. Who has the coolest album covers? Great paint with like pictures of the devil and angels and pentagrams. This is how Jackie gets really into Slayer. Yeah, he is. This is... If I were interested in summoning demons, do you know anyone who could help with that? Look, lady, you're gonna have to impress your girlfriend some other way. Owned. Oh! Why don't you try buying her a great album? I bet that would make a better impression. Oh my word! Ah, she found the naked girl. Is that legal? It's British. Is that legal? No, it's British. Remember when we used to go to concerts together? They have to go back to Tiger State, the student union building where all the clubs advertise. University students are into all sorts of things. We might find something there. We might find pagan circles or cultural anthropology clubs with a focus on world religions. I bet there's even clubs for trying to contact the dead. And that would be a good place to start. I mean, honestly, I can't blame the guy. I would definitely be grooving too. Yeah, we have to go back to college. But like, think like you're back and you're 20 years old. Reminiscing. Damn, that's gay. Back when they were young and in love. In high school, I did a lot of things with a lot of people. Sometimes because it was fun, sometimes because I needed to stay on someone's good side. A favor for a favor. That's how the world goes round. I'd never been in love. I'd never been close to a girl like her, one who wore penny loafers and never worried where her next meal was coming from and went to church every Sunday like it meant something. It's not that I thought about being gay made me sinful. It's that I thought all of me was sinful. I didn't want to ruin her for her future husband. But she was more than just my fantasy. She was my best friend. I couldn't stay away. And when she finally told me how she felt when I saw how brave and how scared she was at the same time, I couldn't say no. I tried so hard to make things good for her, to be the partner she deserved, but it was hard. Diane's family wasn't rich, but they were still supporting her. I was on my own. Diane wanted me to take the same class as she did, but I knew I couldn't. I was never as academic as she was. I was exhausted from working nights. My course load started to slip. There were so many things I didn't tell her back then. I wanted to be the perfect girlfriend, her protector. I never had enough time with her, and I wanted all of these moments to be romantic. I didn't want her to worry, so I didn't talk about my family. I didn't talk about my slipping grades or my job or how much it sucked or how much that I wasn't good enough for her. I never could. I started hitting up bars just to blow off steam. One drink led to another, and soon enough I proved to myself that I should have known all along. She was better off without me. Back to the present! These flashbacks are really good. I love these internal monologue segments. They are very nice. All right, time to go grab this graffiti artist and then find out why he can't draw hands. Did he not take fundamentals? Is he just trying to sketch? My guy, you need to practice fundamentals if you want to be drawing graffiti hands. You're gonna go pick him up at his home? Rude. There he is. Got the UFO hunter shirt. I like this guy a lot, actually. Eduardo did nothing wrong. Ah, they're in a good cop, bad cop it. My name is Diane Carter, and this is Jackie Morales. We just want to talk to you. Yeah, exactly. It's good cop, bad cop. Oh, I'm not any kind of cop. This is the next level. She's a teacher. It's good teacher, bad cop. This is the DARE program. Got it. Yeah, we heard you like comic books and aliens. So anyway, you done any murder lately? So he says he's got no talent. Same, dude. Yeah, the all-seeing eye, you know. It's like, which is kind of ironic, because I got caught. So you believe in the Illuminati? Doesn't everyone? This is just Deus Ex dialogue. And Diane is totally into it. She's like, yeah, the Illuminati, right? Huh, so what if he didn't actually steal anything? Did she plant the necklace? Hmm. This is actually kind of, the plot is thickening. Because if he didn't do it... Wait, oh, I thought that was gonna... Look out. He's never been camping either, this poor kid. He's never been out to the woods. All right, where's the next one? Here it is. I'm getting better at this. I wonder if maybe his friend did something? So maybe, like, wow, so where is this story gonna go? Like, there's no clues, and nothing's working out. Oh! Jackie's so considerate! Like, should I drop you off at home? I know you gotta take care of your kid. My kid? I don't have kids. Your son? I don't have a son. But the captain said Timmy. Timmy's the name of my dog, who is also my son. Oh. Oh, damn. Just like, interesting thing to say about your ex. I always knew you'd be a great mom. So she calms down, looks out the window. I do like kids, but you know what people are like? This is the Bible Belt. A single mother? They think that's immoral. I'd never be allowed to teach again if I had a child without being married. I thought you would be married. Are you a pod person? Are you a Soviet agent trying to infiltrate my life? Because there is no way you cannot remember that I am gay. Lord Almighty, what do you mean you thought I'd be married? Is that what you think of me? That we were just a phase? Damn. Owned. Jackie. Jackie blown the fuck out. I thought she was living a nice domestic life with her son and her dog and her part-time job. I thought she was making waffles every morning for her family. What does it mean if she isn't? I thought I was being considerate, supporting a housewife and a mother. But if she's not those things, then what is she? Oh my God. She's gay. And she's not seeing anyone. And you're gay. And you're not seeing anyone. And you're in a car together. All right, time to get this other kid. This too is Yuri. Oh, the piano! Oh, hey, did you know this game was set in the 1980s? Did you know this game was set in the 1980s? All right, intuition mode. Got him. I am not interested in art or crime. That's a good answer. I'm going to be a banker. Oh boy. Surely one of you must have done fan art. No, that would violate copyright, officer. This dude sucks. He should be drawing fan art of his friends' characters. I mean, absolutely, this seems to be the case. She was definitely racist. Look at all these Soviet spies over here. You don't like her, do ya? He doesn't like the woman that runs it because she's a racist. Got it. So, do you know, who do you know that's into witchcraft? This is a great line of questioning. She is so good at this. A+ cop. She's just like going from non sequitur to non sequitur. Hey, did you steal from this lady? No, I didn't, officer. But you think she's a racist, right? Yes, but I didn't steal from her. Anyway, what do you know about witchcraft? What? Curses, spells, black magic. There's always gossip in any school, even in Catholic schools. Especially in Catholic schools. She would know, because she's a Catholic. I don't know anyone who worships Satan, officer. Oh, what if so there's these twin girls that had their books burned. And one of them had a cover with a woman with righteous boobs, just like the book that Diane wrote. But no offense, officer, I respect women for more than their outward appearances. Do you like climbing trees, Alex? What? Oh my god. What are these questions? What do you know about witchcraft? Not a lot. Will you ever go camping? You wanna go camping? She's protective of her fantasy novels. She doesn't just read them, she writes them. I never know what to expect when I meet someone as an adult that I knew as a teenager. Some are the same irresponsible screw-ups that they always were. Some have been so buried under minimum wage jobs and hard drinking that I can barely recognize them. And some are dead. I assumed before that Diane had left her old interests behind to keep up with the Joneses, but now, can I... We speak at almost the same moment. Go on. Gonna read the comic. You don't have to read the comic I bought for you. It's my job, Jackie. Oh no, Jackie's struggling. She's struggling. Like, even when you contrast their homes, it's really interesting, because like Jackie's is just empty and stuff's still in boxes. Oh, she unboxed a photo, the old photo of the two of them. A rectangle wrapped in an old scarf. I unfold the fabric and I smile at the little framed photograph of me and Diane that used to sit on my bedside table when we lived together. Underneath that, I find the ticket stubs from our Joan Jett concert. Oh, and the strip of pictures from a photo booth we crammed into together. I don't even remember taking these. And one picture of us smiling sweetly cheek to cheek, then hanging our tongues out like dogs, then pretending to pull each other's hair and finally kissing? What? Wait, what? What's the dog thing? The greatest treasure. She finds an old Christmas card and Diane wrote, "The greatest treasure I've ever found is our love." Aww. Oh no. What have you done? Hamilcar diamonds, the most potent of any quartz crystal. Their natural double pyramid faceting allows them to amplify the wearer's natural energies as well as focus and transmit their own spiritual power. The Herkimer diamond can store positive thoughts and feelings from its owner to be shared later as part of a healing experience. The amazing offer is not sold in stores. Call now to receive your... Oh gosh, I love quartz. I love crystal healing. All right, back to playing as Diane. Well, how does she afford this room on a teacher's salary? This is a gigantic bedroom. She's a substitute teacher with a dog. An alt universe where cops are held accountable and teachers are paid fairly. Well, she's an author, but author doesn't necessarily mean she's like a super successful author. Oh, they're gonna have pancakes together. Yep, the first pancake is always weird. The first pancake is always for puppies. Yep. Timmy gets a pancake. Why does that woman have to be so infuriating anyway? It's not fair. She's all sexy and confident, walking around like she's queen of the cats just because she's a cop. And she thought I would marry a man, and she thought it was funny that I still read fantasy books. Ugh. Yeah. Yeah, that's how you process emotions. You just eat pancakes. Was she only pretending? Was any of it real at all? She's changed so much, become this person I would have never predicted. Maybe it makes sense though. She thought that I would change too. She may, or maybe we never understood the first thing about each other. We were young and stupid and saw only what we wanted to see. Marry a man. Huh. How would she like that if it? I like how she's talking about marrying a man like it's a curse. Like, how would she like it if that happened to her? What if she wants that? She is gay, isn't she? Like, oh my god. There is nothing more gay than this. Like, but what if my girlfriend isn't gay? God. Just kiss. Just kiss. Speak of the devil. Uh-oh. What happened? Bloodstained cultists coming to sacrifice your children? Yeah. A perp set fire to the lucky penny. The jewelry stop with the racist. I don't know, maybe that's good. And it's only property damage? You're reading Diane with a southern accent? Oh, that would make her a lot better. I guess they should both have southern accents, shouldn't they? So the boys were home, so it can't be them. Yeah, what about, let's see. Well, what about you, when you were young? That's too southern. When we were together, she liked to play the mysterious bad girl. Many times she'd implied that she'd been in trouble with the law, but said I wouldn't want to know the details. She said, so I believed it, and I didn't ask, but that was then, and I'm not that naive anymore. But what did she do? Oh, we're gonna get the dark history. What did you do? Underage consumption, B&E, breaking and entering, but only for trespass or minor vandalism and but not burglary. And shoplifted. What a hooligan. And she used to fight people. It sounds like she was way cooler as a kid. And after all that, she became a cop. And now Diane is reading comic books. So I can't believe the comic book didn't have clues to the real life. It seems like I really don't know where this is going to go. Like, the relationship between them is interesting, but the actual crime just seems like there's no leads or like anything they're really following up on. Ah, I see. They were trying to summon Ogon, or Agon. O-G-O-U-N, Ogon. I know, it is curious, like, they making Jackie a cop. I mean, it seems like they want to make it so the cops, like, they're writing a story where cops are held accountable, but I feel like they're just trying to lean into, like, detective tropes for the story. And it's working, like, it's interesting. So somewhat, like, all these different things are related to symbols of fire. Whom's could it be? What could be going on? Where are we going? Back to the comic shop? No, Lucky Penny. Damn. Well, it's a good thing none of the other buildings were touched. Hey, it's Ray Romano. He came back.
Good morning, ma'am. Your case again?
That woman was hopping mad, saying we should station a round-the-clock patrol, like we don't have better things to do. Well, I mean, she's not wrong. Like, if you had put the guard there like she asked for, this wouldn't have happened. Like, I gotta stretch. This like wouldn't have actually happened at all. All right, so let's see. So between the fire and the hoses and them stomping around, so there's not much left, but there's still the point of ignition here. So now we have to look for specific details that would have interested the firemen. Or that wouldn't have interested the firemen. Watch your step, especially you, Diane. You seem clumsy. Aw. At least Jackie's are like, look, there's gonna be some like sharp stuff in there, so maybe don't step on a nail. But if you do step on a nail, we'll go to the ER. And then Diane's gonna be like, no, if I go to the ER, it's gonna wipe out everything my job pays for. So cops are held accountable and teachers are paid money, but not that much money. Not medical care money. So it reeks of smoke, but not the wholesome scent of wood smoke in summer barbecues. There's a metallic sense to it. I hope Officer Romano doesn't forget to warn us about the poison. Didn't forget to warn us about poisonous gas, but he said the fire department gave the all clear, so it's probably fine. And that's gay. You ever just like go into a crime scene, like the scene of an arson, and hold on to your ex-girlfriend? This arson too is Yuri. So does she recognize it? Oh, could she have recognized something here? Could something have changed? Let's see, I draw my attention away from Jackie and try to focus on what remains of the store and its contents. Not everything burned away, so she should be able to find some points for comparison. So what did I look at last time? Well, the National Geographics. There was the file cabinets. Huh, I wonder if what any of the files are missing. I mean, there were trading cards and stuff, but like, could there have been something else? What could have possibly like actually survived this fire? So basically like everything is destroyed so far. Looked at these, the bookshelves basically destroyed as well. Yeah, I'm wondering if the jewelry shop owner this is all a setup and she's trying to stage something. Oh yeah, the pyramids. So what if she burned her own shop and this is all to distract the cops while she's trying to summon a demon or something? So they're back out on the street talking to Ray Romano. God, the soundtrack for this really is very good. All right, let's see. What's it gonna be? What are you gonna say, Jackie? I went to see the site of a shooting once. Oh my God! It's like, but I only took like a look from a distance. I didn't get to go. Oh. You know, I went to the site of a shooting once, but only to take a look from a distance. I didn't go in there or take anything or anything like that. Like, she just keeps bringing up total non sequiturs. That's the thing. They get in the car. It's like, you know, I went to a shooting once. Well, it's not a cute mystery anymore. They might be taken off the case. Aww. But even if they are, Jackie still thinks that Diane is valuable as a partner, but like not a partner, but like as a partner, you know, like a cop partner, which is different than a partner, because that's not a thing they could be, but they were partners, but not anymore. And that's the entire premise of this, of their dynamic. Ooh, wait, Jackie cheated. Ah, yeah. Oh. Oh. Oh, yeah. ACAB. So basically they drifted apart, and then so Diana was like very into the relationship, was very invested, but as much as she was trying to push for it, Jackie keeps telling her there's nothing wrong, that she shouldn't worry, that she'd take care of her, that she would make everything right. And sometimes it was after midnight before she'd finally stumble home, smelling of beer and cigarettes. I didn't like either of those things, but I could live with them if I had to live with her. Still, I worried that she might be getting into harder drugs, things I wouldn't even know the names of. And I was afraid that something bad might happen, so I wouldn't be able to save her. And then one night, she never came home. I panicked, I was frantic, I thought that she was maybe in an accident. I called the hospital, but there were no matching victims. I called the campus police, but they said that it wasn't their job to keep track of students. So I called the real police, and they told me that they can't report an adult missing that quickly, and that it was normal for college girls to stay over with their boyfriends. So what was I getting all worked up over? I wasn't out of my mind enough to tell them why I knew they were wrong. Because she's gay. All I could do was pace and worry, and stuff myself with sugar. And finally the door opened, and Jackie staggered in, still wearing the same clothes that she had been the night before. She took one look at me, and her face turned from green to gray. I was all over her. I didn't care how bad she smelled. Where have you been? Are you okay? I was so worried. But she stopped me. I need to tell you something, she said. I thought maybe she'd crashed her car or been in a fight. I would have forgiven anything, but she looked at me and she said, "It's over." I was shocked. I begged her to explain. What had I done wrong? What could I fix? Stupid, wasn't I? Think that I could fix anything? But I was desperate. I couldn't think straight. I couldn't see what was right in front of me. But even then, I knew what was teetering on the edge of the end. I didn't do anything, she said. Or you didn't do anything. I did. And that's when I couldn't lie to myself anymore. Her pulling away for months, our lack of interaction, all those late nights. The only reason I'd missed it was that I didn't want to see it. Where were you last night? I asked. With Carol, she said. I didn't even know who Carol was. I couldn't think, I couldn't talk. It was like I'd been closed up, trapped in a world without sound or color. I couldn't function, I just went numb. I stood there frozen with the heart torn out of me, and she walked away. We didn't fight, we never fought. She just walked away from me, and away from everything. And eventually away from Carol, because she sucks. And here is the sax man. So basically, Jackie destroyed their relationship because she was worried that Diane was settling for her. I mean, honestly, the jazz band is real good. I'm down with Captain Williams. He brings some much needed energy to this moment. Ah, it's those two girls that came up earlier. Saving the game. Yeah. I like the UI. It's actually like a very, it's pretty fun. It's like having like the old TV aesthetic. All right, time to go check on these girls and become a barrel. All right, so before we rush off, she wants to pick my brain a little bit about where all this is going. I don't want to be so busy following random crumbs that we miss an obvious direction of investigation. All right, but we have enough evidence. Of course, like, we don't know, but you're my profiler. What makes sense to you right now, in this moment? What are you thinking? Her profiler, am I? Well, she did say I was supposed to be the smart one. Ideas are more my thing than hers, and I do have an idea. So she goes back over the scenes they've examined. The duck skull, it's not a duck. It was like obviously not a duck. You guys are, they have flat bills. All right, the chakra symbols, the blood paste, top of alchemism, the burning shed, the invocation to the god of fire and blacksmiths and rum, the wreck of Lucky Penny. Our cult, it has to be an adult or a teenager. It's gotta be an adult. Oh no, she's doing a gender. She's doing a gender. No. Witchcraft, American neo-paganism, has a strong association with women. There are men in the movement, but a true believer carrying out rituals is more likely to be a woman. Look at the blood paste that we see. Oh boy, yep. Men can garden too. All right, I'm canceling Diane. Diane is canceled for gender. What is the motivation behind... Let's see, it's not purification, it's sex and power. And it's most likely a single culprit. So we can't reach conclusions unless we know what actually happened. So what are we going to do? The silence stretches for a moment. There's nothing else for me to say about the case, and outside the case, there's nothing left for me to say. I guess we need to go check out with the two girls, right? Whose names keep coming up. It's the only thing I can think of, like, is still exploring. We are here at the Spears house. I'm curious. Like, I wonder if those, do those choices actually matter? Like, did I just steer the investigation in a certain way? And like, or if I had answered differently, would that unlock something else? It would probably at least get different dialogue in that scene. But I wonder if it would have actually led things down a different direction. Yeah, good thing I saved. All right, I'm thinking, so I have been checking this up here. So if you go, wait, I can use the whiteboard for this. Up here, it looks like this is the number of dialogue options. So this is about the halfway point. So I think what I'm gonna do here is call this for now. I'm thinking that I'm gonna, call it for now, and then come back probably tomorrow evening and finish this off. That seems like a good plan. It's been about, like, what, 2.5 hours? It's about dinner time, and I need to go walk the dog anyway. So instead of just, like, taking a break and coming back to it, I think I will finish this up tomorrow night. In the meantime, I will... Yeah, like, it's interesting enough, and, like, it's short. You know, it looks like it's only about... Because, like, I'm streaming at the same time. But, like, if you were to read this on your own, it's, like, maybe 4 hours. Like, it's okay. Like, the characters are kind of cute. The dynamic is kind of fun. It's refreshing to read something that's about, like, older women. But I'm not sure if I'm loving it as much as I was in those first, like, 15 minutes or so toward the end of this, but we'll see. I mean, either way, I'm like about halfway done with it, so I'm committed enough to want to finish it, but yeah, we'll see how I feel. Right now, I'd be like 7 or 8 out of 10. Like, one thing that's, I think, holding down is, like, there's not really a lot of side characters. It seems like you basically have, like, the 2 characters, and that's it. Although, I guess there's the dog, so that's another point. Let's give it, like, at least an 8 or a 9, because the dog is there. All right, well, I'm gonna send y'all over to Dark Witch Claire, who is streaming some stuff right now, and I will hopefully see y'all for the conclusion tomorrow. And if I don't, I hope you take care of yourself. Bye. Yeah, the dog is really, really good. Like, maybe like an all-timer dog. Maybe the best dog. The actual best dog.